Welcome to the second part of the NIM NYSC course on entrepreneurship, Smpe 104. My name is Judy Hanacho, and I'm privileged to be your facilitator for this part, in which we'll cover two modules, namely marketing management and developing a business plan. Marketing management. In this module, we'll discuss the meaning of marketing and then look at the items that make up the marketing. What is marketing? What do we refer to as marketing? Marketing is a process by which a product originates and is then priced, promoted, and distributed to customers. It is also the planning, organizing, directing, and coordinating efforts towards developing, pricing, promoting, and developing products for different customer groups. Note that the two definitions have some elements in common, namely product, pricing, promotion, and distribution. So those elements make up the marketing mix. We'll discuss all that in detail shortly. Marketing is also the process of planning and executing the concept of ideas, goods, and services to create exchanges that satisfy individual and organizational objectives. So every entrepreneur is expected to be the chief marketing person of his products and services. Yeah, so you may be wondering, what is the difference between marketing and sales? You see, in reality, both activities have a lot in common, in the sense that the ultimate goal is to get customers to buy. Okay, now the purpose of marketing is to study what experience customers expect when they buy or try a product, service, or a solution. This is to determine how to best meet customer needs. Now, the marketing concept relies on the procedure of A, first, discover potential customer needs, and B, or second, design the right products or services that satisfy these needs. Okay, let me repeat that the marketing concept relies on the procedure of firstly discovering potential customer needs and secondarily designing the right products or services that satisfy those needs. It will involve market research and some sort of product targeting. On the other hand, sales is about persuading a prospective customer to buy a product. So sales is more of one-on-one interaction between seller and customer. The marketing mix. Now, the marketing mix, also known as the 4 P's of marketing, is a set of controllable tactical marketing variables that the firm blends to produce the response it wants in the target market. You know how you blend fruits, to form smoothie? That is how the elements of a marketing mix are blended to suit the target market. So an entrepreneur needs to create a product for a specific target market and price it at a level which matches competition. And of course, the value that customers feel they get out of the product. All right, the entrepreneur will also need to put it on sale in a place that customers visit regularly, and also promote it to create awareness. So the marketing mix is a good place to start with. when you are thinking through your plans for developing and marketing a product or service. The components of the marketing mix are product, price, place or distribution, and promotion. Now let's discuss them in detail. The word product stems from the verb produce, produce. Any tangible or intangible good or service that is a result of a process and that is intended for delivery to a customer or end user is a product. So a product is a bundle of physical, service, and symbolic attributes designed to enhance customer want satisfaction, designed to satisfy customer needs. So a product can be tangible or intangible. A tangible product is a physical object that can be perceived by touch, such as a building, a vehicle, gadgets, and so on. An intangible product is a product that can only be perceived indirectly, such as an insurance policy. An insurance policy, fine, you can touch a document, okay, which is kind of tangibilizing an intangible product. Otherwise, insurance policy can only be felt, can only be perceived as a service. So tangible products are loosely referred to as goods. That's those ones that are tangible are referred to commonly as goods, while intangible products are arguably seen as services. So a service is a non-material action resulting in a measurable change of state for the purchaser, caused by the provider. A service is a non-material action resulting in a measurable change of state for the purchaser, caused by the provider. So that's a technical definition of a service. It's non-material, a non-material action resulting in a change, a measurable change of state for the buyer, the purchaser, okay, caused by the provider or the seller. Example is when you go to a barber shop for a haircut. That is a service because it's a non-material action. The barber does not dash you any product, but ensures that there's a change of state, okay, from your bushy hair now to a clean cut. Okay, another example is when a taxi takes you from one destination to another. So there are so many examples of intangibles, okay, but we commonly refer to them as services. Now, there are 4 levels, and this is important. There are 4 levels of a product which every entrepreneur or producer should be aware of. This product level model shows the makeup of the value of a product to the buyer and provides a way to ascertain the different levels of need that customers have for a product. And they are the core, that is the core product, the actual product, the augmented product, and the potential or promised product. And then we'll take them one after the other. The core product. The core product identifies what the customers or consumers feel they are getting before they purchase the product. Okay, so the core product identifies what the consumers feel they are getting when they purchase the product. Core product is the reason for buying a product. It is not the tangible physical product. Rather, it is the benefit of the product that makes it valuable to the buyer. Now, the core product satisfies the most basic need of the buyer. For example, with a car, the benefit of core product can be convenience. It can also be to promote your status in the society. So even for the same product, the core, the reason for buying can be different for different buyers. Let's give more examples. Now, for a drug, medicine, the core product is what? Wellness. Okay, the buyer wants to get well. That is the core product. It's not that white tablet. That's not the reason for purchasing the product. The reason is to get well. So wellness is the core product. Let's give another example. For a plate of food, the core product is what? Nourishment. Nourishment. Okay, nourishment. Not necessarily the plate or the kind of food, okay, but you just want to quell the hunger. Nourishment. So nourishment is the core product for a plate of food. Let's take, for instance, flowers. Flowers in India, okay? When you give a lady flower, it's not that the lady cannot go and get the flower for herself from a flower shop. When you give a lady a flower or a bunch of flowers, the core product is love. Okay? You're communicating love, and that is the core product. If the flower is yellow, red, or blue, it doesn't necessarily matter. The core product, the reason for buying that product is to show love. Now, for this NIM NYSC program, what is the core product? The core product is not the certificate you will be given, but the employability and self-reliance it offers. Okay, so core product is the underlying reason for buying a product. There will be no sale. There will definitely be no sale if a product does not meet the buyer's core need. Now let's look at expected product. This is the actual features of a product as it's delivered. Okay, this product level is about quality, about a brand name, about styling and packaging. So with the car example, okay, recall that the core product can be convenience. Okay, it can be for status. Okay, now the expected product for vehicle, for the car, which is the level we're discussing now, is the vehicle that you test, drive, and buy, the actual vehicle. It is the features of the house you rent, such as the number of rooms and toilets. Okay, it's the color of the paint, the tiling, and so on. So for a car, it is the make of the car, the brand of the car. It is the kind of leather seats that is built into the car. It is the engine capacity and so on. So that is the expected product, the tangible physical product that you get delivered to you on purchase of a product. All right, now what is the augmented product? That is the third level. So when a product is surrounded by some other benefits and extra features, it becomes an augmented aspect or augmented level of that product. Extra service is an integral part of the augmented product. So using the vehicle example again, the augmented product could be free servicing for 6 months. Okay? For a hotel accommodation, it could be the offer of complimentary breakfast. So I can tell you that in a world with many strong competitors and few unique products, the role of augmented product is clearly increasing. So entrepreneurs must ensure that products and services are backed up by a host of supporting characteristics. The buyer often expects such features and can reject a product if these are not. The potential or promised product is the long-term result that the customer hopes to achieve by selecting the product. It may be financial, such as getting a discount over time. It may be the resale value of the product. Take, for instance, a car. Okay, so you may ask yourself, what's the second-hand value of this car? So that is the potential or promised product. It may be aspirational, okay, such as losing weight. Okay, so the benefit of registering at that gym is to lose weight in the long run. So the customer hopes to be healthier, happier, more productive, more successful, or enjoy higher status while using the product over a long period. So the potential product can also be all possible augmentation and transformation the product might undergo in the future. So potential product builds a strong loyalty of the customers. Okay, it even delights the customers. So away from product, the second component of the marketing mix is price. Price. So price is a value or sum of money at which a supplier of a product and a buyer agrees to carry out an exchange transaction. Of course, this is very important, a very important aspect of any marketing strategy. It is inherently a touchy area as well. So as an entrepreneur, if you're new to the market and your product is relatively unknown, it's unlikely that your target market will be willing to pay high price. So pricing also helps to shape the perception of consumers about your product. So that is why pricing is a useful tool in market positioning. Now, factors to consider in setting prices are product development costs. That is the amount spent on research and other costs associated with conceptualizing the product. The production cost. That is the cost of making the product. Cost of money and other financial indices. So this includes related bank charges and transaction costs. The level of market demand. These are O-level economics. This is a major determinant of price in any economy. The higher the demand, the higher the price, all things being equal. Nature and pricing levels of competition in the market. So you must consider the price of competitors so that your product will not be seen as unreasonably expensive or very cheap. It could be misconstrued as low quality. Customer type. The income level and nature of your target market is another factor to consider. So the income level of your customers, okay, can be a major factor in determining the price of your product. The channels of distribution. Okay, so if you're distributing to people's homes, for instance, okay, it attracts premium pricing. Customer perception. Okay, so customer perception can be stimulated. You can actually work on the psyche of your customers. So an entrepreneur can use pricing strategy to stimulate consumer perception. A higher price can be perceived as higher quality. So all these factors and more not mentioned here are considered in setting the price product. Now, what are pricing objectives? Why should we be bothered about how to set price? Okay, so pricing objectives are the goals that guide your business in setting the cost of a product or service. Okay, so what guides you? What do you have in mind? What do you think about when you are setting price Okay? So it's important to have these goals and objectives while determining price. So the objectives in setting prices will include profit-centered objectives. So this objective is aimed at making as much profit as possible for your business. So you're setting prices that will enable you make as much profit as possible. The next one is volume-centered objectives. So this is to enable your company to achieve specific volume of sales in an industry. So maybe you want to be a leader in terms of volume of sales. Status quo objectives. This is used to maintain market share. So you want to be cruising at that position you are in the market. So to maintain status quo, okay, you decide to set your price at a particular level. The next one is survival objectives. So this is used when market conditions are poor or when a business is experiencing hard times and needs to restructure. So other objectives are to improve return on investment, to increase cash flow, to improve product quality, to grow and expand sales, and to promote a particular product line. Yeah, let's look at promotion as the third of the 4 P's of marketing. Promotion encompasses all activities that create awareness, that is product visibility. It also stimulates interest and persuades customers to buy the product. Through promotion, the company aims to attract the customer's attention and give them enough information about the product to foster enough interest, okay, interest that will motivate them to purchase. So in creating an effective product promotion strategy, you need to answer the following questions. How can you send marketing messages to your potential buyers? When is the best time to promote your product? Will you reach your potential audience and buyers through television ads? Or is it best to use social media in promoting the product? What is the promotion strategy of your competitors? Okay? So all these questions you must answer. Promotional methods are advertising, personal selling, sales promotion, direct marketing, packaging, PR, public relations, trade fairs and exhibitions, merchandising, and of course, e-marketing. Yeah, the fourth, the last but not the least of the 4 P's, the fourth component of the marketing mix is place or distribution. So this is the process or mode of transferring and moving goods and services from the primary source to the final consumer. So when a company makes decisions regarding place, they are trying to determine where they should sell a product, and how to deliver the product to the market. So the goal of business executives is always to get their products in front of the consumers. Okay? So when you get your products in front of the consumers, they are most likely to buy. Aspects of physical distribution are warehousing, channel design, transportation, communications, inventory control, and materials handling. So as a new entrepreneur, direct selling can be a good starting point. Okay, especially if the product supply is limited or you only sell seasonal products. So one advantage of selling your products directly is you get a more personal feel of the market because you interact directly with the customers. So you can easily adapt to the changes. Another reason why direct selling will be good for you is that you control your product's pricing and the methods in which it should be sold. So distribution methods may include, but are not limited to, door-to-door, retail, e-commerce, mail order, or on-site. So if you want to have wider distribution for your product, you can sell it through a third party. Okay, so either a retailer or a wholesaler who will then resell the products to their various customers on your behalf. So welcome to part 2, module 4, developing a business plan. Business plan is a very important strategic tool for entrepreneurs. A good business plan not only helps entrepreneurs to focus on the specific steps necessary to make business ideas succeed, but it also helps them to achieve both their short-term and long-term objectives. So as an entrepreneur, if you fail to plan, of course, you're planning to fail. So what is the meaning of a business plan? This important document called a business plan. A business plan is a comprehensive written description of the business of an enterprise. It is a detailed report on a company's products or services, its production techniques, its markets, its clients, its marketing strategy, its human resources, the organization, its requirements in respect of infrastructure and supplies, requirements in terms of financing, sources and uses of funds, and so on. So a business plan helps an entrepreneur identify exactly what needs to be accomplished to build the venture and what human and financial resources are required to implement this plan. So business plans are developed for both internal and external purposes. Internally, entrepreneurs develop business plans to help put the pieces of their businesses together. See, the most common external purpose for a business is to raise capital in most cases. So a business plan is often the main method of describing a company to external audiences, such as potential sources for financing and key personnel, to be recruited. So it should assist outside parties to understand the current status of a company, its opportunities, and its needs for resources, such as capital and personnel. It also provides the most complete source of information for evaluation of the business. Purpose of a business plan. There are many benefits of drawing up a business plan. The first is the clarification of ideas. When there is a business plan, there will be clarity of ideas and goals. You see, not all ideas identified can succeed, but a careful selection of the exact one to venture into will give answers to the blurry future. Okay? Now, the second is tracking progress. Tracking progress. I can tell you that there are a lot of distractions on your journey as an entrepreneur. Your business plan will help you track progress and stay focused. The third purpose is for sourcing funds. As a matter of fact, this is a major reason for business plan in this part of the world. Every financier needs to be assured that investing in your business will bring returns in the future. So it's a sine qua non to sourcing funds. The SWOT analysis of a business is embedded in a business plan. That is the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats of a business, SWOT. So this will help an entrepreneur in mapping out a good competitive strategy. So a business plan serves as a good way to envisage the number of staff that should carry out the daily activities of an organization. In doing this, you show the investor a clear indication of your team, that your team is a group of dedicated, well-intentioned people with a strong will to succeed. Yeah. Now let's look at the structure of a business plan. It's pertinent to state that there is no hard and fast rule about the layout or components of a business plan, but certain information must be shown for your business plan to make sense. They are the executive summary, the company description, products or service benefits, market analysis or market plan, management team, financial projections, and lastly, the appendices and other supporting information. So all sections of the business plan are interrelated and cannot be written in isolation. So I advise that you write the plan yourself as you know your business best. Also, writing a business plan yourself will help you fine-tune your ideas. Okay, it will help you identify challenges and find solutions to them. It will also ensure that you know every single aspect of the business, which is critical when meeting with potential lenders or investors. However, you may need assistance, putting together some technical aspects like the financial information. If you don't have financial background or a background in finance, make sure you understand what all the figures mean. That is the critical thing I like to say. Make sure you understand what all the figures mean. So you can engage a chartered accountant to prepare such that part for you, but make sure you have a fair understanding of those statements. So we'll discuss the various aspects in a detail. The executive summary. The executive summary. So this aspect is usually written last because it highlights the important points from each of the sections. So this is probably the most critical part of the write-up, okay, as it may form the basis for decision making by some readers. The executive summary includes your business name and location, a description of the business, very brief description of the business, its products, and the market it will serve. You need to describe what will be sold, to whom, and how it has competitive advantage. Okay, your management team, your mission statement, and so on. You should also highlight how much finance you need, okay, if you're in need of finance, and any developments within the company that are essential to its success. You see, the formula is to go through each section of your business plan and pull out the most important sentences, okay, the most important statements, the most important figures or facts. A very short description of each of these key points with explanations and ensuring transitions that make the statements flow and fit logically, okay, is what you need on the executive summary. There is usually the question of how long this session should be. There is no rules, okay, or there are no rules when it comes to the length of your executive summary. But in general, You should only make it as long as you need to in order to get your points across. So be direct, be clear, and convincing. Okay, the second aspect, or the next aspect, is company description. So this section usually follows the executive summary. It is used to describe how large the company is, what you do, and what you hope to accomplish. It gives other details such as company name, type of business structure, ownership, management team, location, company history, mission statement, products and services, and target market, objectives, vision statement, and so on. Do not be tempted to go into much details at this stage, as there will be opportunity to explain your business operations in other sections. Focus on highlighting some of the trends currently influencing the growth of the industry. Try as much as possible to prove how much opportunity there is in your industry. And you can do so with statistics. Yeah. So at this stage, you can also mention the unique features differentiating your product or company from others in the industry. The third section is the product or service benefits. See, for an entrepreneur to grow and succeed as an entrepreneur, you need or you must offer products or services that meet a need gap. See, a good business plan will show the problem the customer has that requires a solution. See, the plan must clearly state and demonstrate the benefits a customer will derive from using the product or service. It should also state the factors that will make the product thrive in the face of competition. See, this section will also include pricing information, a comparison to similar products or services in the market, and an outline of future offerings. So the product or services section should include an in-depth look at all the elements related to the products or services you're selling. This section can be broken down into the following parts: description of the product or service, brief comparison to similar products or services in the market, list of your price points, explanation of how product orders will be fulfilled, overview of any special software, equipment, supplies, or technology that is required to provide your product or service, outline of future products or services anticipated. After the products and services section of the business plan comes the market analysis section. So this section provides a detailed overview of the industry you intend to sell your product or service in, target market, competition, including statistics to support your claims. So the marketing plan is the aspect that discusses the marketing strategies the entrepreneur intends to deploy. And the plan will explain means of reaching the target customers, as well as the message that will be presented to the market to convert prospects into paying customers. So the following key steps can be followed in developing a marketing plan. Now, describe your target market. Identify your competition. Describe the benefits of your product. Develop a marketing budget. Describe your location. Develop a pricing strategy, and develop an effective promotional strategy. Yeah, the next section is a description of your organogram and management team. You see, investors are very much interested in the people that will be executing the strategic plan. So this aspect of the business plan must show the qualifications, experiences, and accomplishments of members of the management team. The information is useful in convincing investors that the enterprise is in good hands. Financial projections. Now, this aspect or this section shows whether the enterprise can earn sufficient return on investment. That's the ROI. It shows future revenues, expenses, cash flow, and profit projections. Financial projections need not be complex or excessively voluminous. Okay? Rather, they need to be clear, reasonable, and understandable, and be based on estimates, for new businesses or recent data for established businesses. So the projections must be realistic and backed up with sound assumptions. Yeah, the financial analysis section should include the following: the balance sheet. Okay, a balance sheet should include your assumed and anticipated business financials, including assets, liabilities, and equity. Cash flow analysis. Okay, that is an overview of the cash you anticipate that will be coming into your business based on sales forecasts. Of course, minus the anticipated cash expenses of running the business. Now, the profits and loss analysis. So this shows your income statement, okay, that subtracts the cost of the business from the earnings over a specific period of time, okay, typically a quarter or a year. And then the break-even analysis. See, this analysis it demonstrates the point where the cost of doing business is fully covered by the sales or by buyer patronage. Personnel expense forecast. So this shows the expenses of your team, okay, as you have outlined in the management summary section. Appendices and supporting information. Now, this section on appendices and supporting information is necessary as it helps to decongest the main body of the business plan. So instead of disrupting the flow of the reader with charts, figures, and so on. So these are taken to the appendices and supporting information section. So the appendix of your business plan includes information that supports your statements, okay, information that supports your assumptions and reasoning that you have used in other sections of your business plan. So it may include graphs, like I said earlier, charts, statistics, photos, marketing materials, research, and other relevant data. Now, what are the benefits of a business plan? The benefits of a business plan is closely related to the purpose and objectives of a business plan, as we discussed earlier. Okay, but in addition, it helps to clarify future direction. Clarify future direction. Because the business plan helps to define what the business is or what it intends to be over time. It clarifies the products and services being offered and also envisages likely changes in the market. It enables entrepreneurs focus on strategic goals, not only on the day-to-day issues and operations management. They will also have time to look ahead and avoid problems before they arise. All right, the next one is getting an integrated view of your business. See, a business plan gives an integrated overview of all issues regarding your business. It helps you to identify your target clients. It helps you to outline your market segment, shape your pricing strategy, and define the competitive conditions under which you must operate in order to succeed. So business planning ensures that all these considerations are consistent and properly harmonized. So committing your plans to paper ensures that your overall ability to manage the business will improve. You'll be able to concentrate your efforts on any deviations from the plan before conditions become critical. So it eliminates stagnation and encourages even growth. Okay? So the business will grow evenly. Now, the C part of the benefit is mutual understanding within the management team. You see, as a document that communicates organizational objectives, a business plan helps in reaching mutual understanding amongst the members of the management team. It is particularly effective where team members were involved in drawing up the business plan. So it increases the commitment of the management team towards the success of the plan. D, financing. A business plan helps to determine the amount, the type, and the sources of financing. And you see, when it is required by an entrepreneur, it's also a major issue. So the business plan will show you at what point the entrepreneur requires that finance. Okay, it's a key document required by lenders. That is a business plan. It's required by lenders when considering loan application. So the financial plan throws up seasonal or monthly variations in the revenues and costs. If you've seen a cash flow statement, you understand what I'm talking about. So it helps the entrepreneur to determine periods of cash surplus or deficit, even ahead of time. So we have come to the end of part 2. But let's recall that in this part, we've been able to discuss the meaning of marketing and the 4 Ps. We've also discussed business plan, its purpose, structure, and benefits. And I hope you enjoyed the session. I will see you in part 3, where we will take on modules 5 to 7, office administration and personnel management, government, non-government, institutional and support agencies, and the challenges of entrepreneurship in Nigeria. Thank you for your audience, and bye for now.